Hey, everybody, before we get into the show, just a little plug. If you live in Washington or I think it's DC, I have no idea, maybe wherever it is, I will be at the Arlington Cinema and Draft House performing 1 hour of stand-up comedy for your listening pleasure. Get your tickets now at punchup.live/Brendan Sagalow. Now, on to the show. The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. What's up, idiots? Welcome to another episode of Sagdaddy the Pod. We're doing a solo podcast where what really is the solo podcast is that Nicole is the guest. And Madison. I'm allowed to say you're here, right?
Of course.
Okay, good. You never know, you know what I mean? So, I try to, I don't want to you into this podcast.
We're 30 seconds in.
Yeah, we'll cut that out so that I can get the fucking we demonetized hard with the Phil episode. I knew the blunt would be bad, which is why I'm going to put this over.
The blunt.
Yeah, it was the blunt. It had to be. I mean, what else could it have been? Well, I legitimately don't know what else it could have been. Like, there's no way they're gonna do limited ad sustainability because I'm wearing a do-rag and a chain. I mean,
it's a free country.
It's a free country, and also if that were the case, then Common and Mace's podcast would never make money. Well, welcome everybody to the show. We're doing a different angle where for the solos I'm going to be straight on because boy, oh boy, did you guys like calling me fat. I've been getting a lot of Sags is getting fatter. It's not that. It is that. But it's not as much as you think. I've gained about 10 pounds within the last 6 months. That's it, you assholes. Okay? It's the fucking couch angle that I'm at. That's why, and I said it since the beginning, it makes me look like a frog. So this is my best view right here, right in front of you guys. We could not get a guest. I barely tried just because, I don't know. I have depression. So it's hard to do really anything and when that shit's bogging you down. What are you doing? So what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna chill. We're gonna talk. We're gonna answer. What are you doing? What are you taking pictures of stuff?
There was a roach on the wall, but it left the second.
Oh, hilarious! The roaches are getting. I think they're having an underground.
They're sitting with us over
They're
here.
having a Les Miserables type revolution in my apartment. I think they're sitting around going like the revolution lives on because the cockroaches are la resistance is what I tried to say. And, when I sleep, I just hear little la resistance, and then they're like stabbing me with little toothpicks, and I'm like, cockroaches, get out of here! But they really are getting a little bit more brazen and just walking out. I mean, I swear to God, one of the cockroaches came out of the bathroom being like, "Oh, what's up, man? Didn't think you'd be home so early. Just took a shower," is what I'm saying. But anywho, yeah, I just need a chill podcast because we got guests coming in and all that stuff. So we are going to answer some Patreon questions on the live episode, which will maybe make you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, which you should do. I think. I mean, we're having really fun. We're having a good time on there. Not too much fun. I think the balance of making the live show more than the fun than the Patreon, I don't know. I'm not a business guy at all. Or maybe the Patreon's better.
We're waiting until you guys get over there, and then we're turning up.
Yes, exactly. We're waiting until people show up to the party. Like it's right now it's you go to a party and you're like, this is nice. I bet when there's a lot of people in here, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, it is almost at capacity. Just there's a lot of people.
Boys.
A lot of people in there.
Girls get in for free, and if you are a bunch of boys, you have to pay $10. Imagine if we did that.
a girl tier.
We call the Patreon the girl tier and just make Dude, people would.
The girl tier is free. The guy tier is like $10 cover charge.
$10 cover
Wait,
charge.
we gotta change it.
That's pretty
really funny.
Wait,
what about like a gender neutral? We have to be a little more inclusive
for the they thems.
Yeah.
Because I'm a motherfucking ally.
We can't. Turn people
Unfortunately,
away.
I don't want to have sex with anybody because I'm a taken man. I have a wife, for Christ out loud. Not really, but at this point, I'm calling her my pre-fiance. That's what it is. I can't. I'm too old to be like my girlfriend, and then my girlfriend's also 7 years younger than me. So it's not a good look.
Do you use partner?
No. What am I, a cowboy?
Well, because like that feels a little bit more serious to me. But Chris hates when I say that. But if I'm like my boyfriend, or I'm like I live with my boyfriend, it's like it's not that. You might just be like
I would rather
it sounds goofy.
say
We've been together for like 7
pre-fiance.
years.
Huh?
We've been together for like 7 years, and I'm like my boyfriend.
Well, then
Partner
I
means
think-
like we're in this.
I think
but
you're focusing on the wrong question here. It's not what you should call each other. It's when's he gonna pop the question?
Oh yeah.
You think that's gonna come soon?
I don't know. It's weird because like that's never like we don't really need to get into this, but a lot of my friends are getting married. Like both of our friends are getting married, and I've never been someone to like. Some of my friends have been like, "Oh, I've always pictured like every girl like pictures the white dress and the whatever," and like I've never had that. Like I've thought about like I want to be with somebody and like I want to get married, but like the older I get, the less I hate to say that I believe in marriage, but like there's something about like the contract, the church, the formalities.
Right.
Like I am now seeing like someone recently told me like I see you guys just eloping. And that made like read to me as like you guys are chaos, but then I was like, actually, you're right. Like I would much rather do like it's low key. Like the amount of money and time and shit my friends are spending and like
Yeah, but you only get to do that once.
yeah, but that's crazy. Like it's so fucking expensive and for what?
And also your dad's paying for it.
Is he?
It's the bride's father pays for the wedding.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was his parents.
Well, the bride's parents pay for the wedding. No.
I'm not so sure about that. But I also and the last name thing, I'm now kind of like switching over. Where
I'll tell you what, though. I hyphened me and Caroline's last name as a joke once, and we were like, that kind of sounds good.
That slaps.
It does sound good. It does look good. The fact that you have a coffee on your laptop is giving me such agita that I'm like, did I ever tell you that that's one of my biggest like PTSD thing? Not PTSD, I'm being dramatic. But when I was in college, I was working on my laptop. And I just had bought Subway. I just got Subway. And I had this big, you know how the fucking cups are like the ones that go like, they're like big Gulp cups. Full. And I opened the thing. I went, because I hate straws except with coffee. Because what's good with coffee is if you have sugar, which I've been doing lately, because I'm getting so fat, is I like the straws because you go, and then you go crunch.
Madison said she likes that too. I do not fuck with the crunch.
Love that.
Love an ice crunch.
Love the ice crunch coffee.
It's amazing. Because
It's the
at
best.
first you kind of think like,
It tastes
ooh, is there something in my straw? But then you crunch and it's just a little bit of
Yeah,
ice.
you go, ooh,
You guys are sick.
oh. Oh, I can't wait to see that pig clip. I was thinking
Just
about
wait.
it yesterday.
Just
Did you?
wait.
Have you? Is it done yet?
I'm working on it. I'm doing
Hilarious.
it after this.
I was doing it when you texted me and you're like, "Let's make that the clip," and I was like, I just started walking around my apartment going, "Oink, oink."
Nice for your neighbors.
Fuck my neighbors. This guy is
Cancel me.
always cancel me. Sorry, cancel me. That's a guy we should have on Good Griefs. I mean, his account is so fucking funny. This guy is like so good at rage baiting. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I don't think he'll ever do the show. I don't know what he looks. I kind of don't want to see what he looks like. All I know is his voice, but I don't want to see what he looks like.
Oh, that's the like. Do you know Critical?
No.
Moist Critical Penguin Zero on YouTube.
Oh,
well, no,
yes.
he's Charlie. Now he's like
Yeah,
years
he's got
ago
like long hair.
finally
He looks like
revealed
Jesus,
his face.
right?
And like
I would love to get him on too. Let's get some influencers.
I adore
on.
him, but like the second I saw him, I was like, come on, man. I was like, ugh, like you're everything to me. And I'm like, now that I see you, something like the mystery.
Right.
It sounds mean, but it's like something changed. Like it's
Right.
gone. Now you're a real person.
I know. I'd never want to see Good Griefs apart. I have a exact look for him in my head. But point is, I opened a full can of soda or full bottle of the full Subway cup of soda, and I fucking hit it with my arm, and it went all over my laptop. And just that feeling of like, you're like, oh shit, and then looking at the screen and it being like, done. Done. Completely done. Couldn't be fixed. I had to get a new one.
Immediately, it just shut down?
Immediately. It got, I mean, it's Coke, too. It's like, got all sticky.
Did you lose important shit on your computer?
No, I was in college. I didn't.
Nothing important, I guess.
Nothing important. No. I was in college and I barely worked, you know? I picked all the classes that didn't ask much of me.
So were you writing more papers in college because you were more like creative, more so than tests?
There was a lot of papers, yeah.
Do you remember anything you wrote?
A lot of papers, a lot of speeches. No, I mean, I was like a year or two into comedy, so I was like absolutely obsessed with everyone knowing that. So every single thing was like, and I did stand up. So I'll tell you what though, when I went to Nassau Community College, they gave me an option to get more credits, because for some reason when I went to SVA and I left, all of my credits that I did were like not counted or some shit. So in order to graduate on time, my parents in Nassau, I guess they were like, let's do summer school. He'll get a couple of credits in summer school. And summer school in college is fun, actually. Like, summer school in high school is obviously a big bummer. I wouldn't know anything about that. I mean, there's certain things. Summer school is like broccoli. You know what I mean? You're like, summer school? Ugh,
you didn't do summer school in high school?
In high school?
Yeah.
No.
Just detention?
Did you? I barely got detention. I got suspended a lot. But not as much as you. More than I think a lot of people, but not as much.
But you got like the full suspension. Because you struck me as someone who would have like in-school suspension.
I've gotten in-school suspension loads of times. I could talk about that.
We'll come back to it. I don't want to send you off.
I mean, let's talk about all my suspensions in a second. But because they're absolutely hilarious.
Let's suspend the suspension conversation.
There you go. That's good. Put that on the board.
I went to college too, so.
Summer school was so fucking fun in college because I went to Nassau Community and I basically did my act, the first speech, because I forgot what class it was for, but they were like, I think it was a speech class. So they were like, okay, do a speech about you, blah, 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 which is perfect because I was like, I'll just do my act. And it fucking killed. It crushed. Now, unfortunately, it did so well that I needed to meet that standard with every speech. And it couldn't be the same material because, you know, they'd be like, what are you doing?
Can't be doing a new 5 three times a week.
Well, whatever. Was this Kill Tony? But I didn't tell them that was my act. I let them think that I was that funny just writing. You know what I mean? I mean, that first time, it killed so bad that I think the teacher was like, this kid's a fucking prodigy. What the hell? He was looking at me like Timothy Chalamet, you know? And then and then it progressively got worse, and I bombed a couple of them.
Wait, do you like remember any of what you said in that, or any jokes like early?
Yeah,
stuff
well, I remember
had?
some of my early material, which was like some of my early material. God, I'm such a fucking douchebag.
Like, are you making sex jokes in like a
Yes.
public speaking class
Yes.
and slaying?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Do you remember?
I used to do a joke. I mean, it's hacky now. I think fucking Dean Del Rey did it on Conan, but which doesn't make it hacky, but it's done. Like, I saw that and I was like, that was one of my 10 jokes, you know, where I said I went to go get a what the fuck was it? Oh, I was buying condoms and I went, hey, let me get the condoms or whatever. And I said that the guy at the counter put a box of Magnum condoms on. Oh, look at that. Yeah. And I think we all know where the joke is.
No, I feel like I remember you talking about this, but I actually like hilariously do not remember the punchline.
So the punchline is he gives me the Magnum condoms and I say, yeah, no, can you give me the white Irish chubby boy condoms, please? Not 16 sleeping bags in a box. And that would do okay. Now it's like, I think it would do okay because all my other jokes weren't funny. So there was a slight funniness to that joke where people were like, okay, there you go. So I definitely said that one. I had a joke about going to Disney World a lot when I was a kid. Like I said I would go to Disney. I went to Disney so much. I started going as an adult, and it's weirder as an adult especially something like this, especially when you're taking I would take a picture with Mickey and I can hear through the mask the guy being like, "What the fuck are you doing here, dude?" That's the joke. And I would go, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And that would kill.
An act out.
An act out. I mean, I've been act out since I've been act out since been act out since I've been act out since been acting out since back then. So yeah, and this is all I'll say about, and I've told this story before. I think I definitely told it on this podcast, but I definitely told this story, or maybe not. I don't know. But when I was in summer school, there was a girl. Her name was Veronica. First time I ever met that person with that name. Last time I ever met that person with that name. I've never met a Veronica. Oh wait, I think my cousin's name is Veronica. Like I have a cousin. I have a step cousin. Her name is Veronica, and she's in the motherfucking Navy. She's like a pilot or something, not a Navy. She's like a pilot. It's for the Army. It's crazy. And I'm, here, which is fine. Anyway, whatever.
Shout out Veronica.
Shout out Veronica. You know what's weird? I used to think she was kind of attractive.
Nope, just
anyway, so
summer school story.
So summer school. So Veronica was at summer school, and we were hitting it off, and I was still so bad at knowing when a lady liked me, and like what to do in that situation and all that stuff. I was still so freaking bad, and she was so hot. I mean, she was like when I was in high school, all the girls that I found attractive were like these like jappy Jewish American princess, and like kind of like juicy on the butt kind of stuff, where they would wear like full blown like matching outfit, like very Long Island, very like matching outfits with juicy written here, juicy written on the ass, like dirty Adidas
diamond necklace with her name on it.
Yes, scripted Marissa, and she was kind of like that. She kind of gave off that vibe, and I always kind of liked that because I was always like, oh, these are all the girls that like didn't like me in high school because I was some weird goth fat girl, and they were like, they were going for like, it was traditional high school bullshit. And she was like, I could tell she was into me, and we were hitting it off. I was making her laugh, blah, blah, blah. And then on the last day of summer school,
I
remember this?
You have talked about this, but please.
Remember this?
Yeah.
I had just started stand-up comedy, and so I talked about this on Ari Shafir's podcast. I had just started stand-up comedy, so I had these comedy cards, which is like, a little card that you give away. Hey, Brendan Sagalow, stand-up comedian. But in an effort to make them funny, which is a big mistake, my picture was on it, and I'm going like this or something like that, like something like the worst. And then it
Mike's
says,
your head.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going like caution tape around my mouth.
Oh God.
And
cancel me.
Cancel me. The card said, doing comedy since 1991. Not even the year I started doing comedy, because at that point I don't know. I was like, I was born in 1991, so I've been doing comedy since 1991.
That's cute.
No. And then
Be nice
then
to
it
that
said,
guy.
What'd you say? Be nice to that
guy.
kid. Yeah, be nice to that guy. He's a good kid. And then it said, so it was doing comedy since 1991, giving out cards since just now. Absolutely ridiculous. And
that would have slayed if she was the one. I'm gonna be real. Like, I know this is like silly, but
well,
like,
here's what it is. Okay, this is why it didn't slay. Because so we're leaving. It was the last day of summer school. Everybody is you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here vibes. And I'm leaving. We're walking together. We usually walked out together to our cars. Take it easy, Veronica. Bye, Brandon. Fucking idiot. And this happened so many times that there was actually one. I'll tell you another thing. But we were walking out, and she goes, so we should keep in touch. We should hang out sometime. And I go, yeah, sure. And I whip out one of the comedy cards, and I go, hey, here you go. And she looks at it, and she's visibly like, it's not like it gave her the ick. I'm sure it did. but I made this weird interaction. Like I made this interaction which could have been like, yeah, let me get your number, like that kind of shit. Or you could have been like cool about it. I was like, here you go. And I could tell she was like, what the fuck is this? Like that was so embarrassing for someone. Not me. It wasn't embarrassing for me. But there was a feeling of embarrassment in the air. That happened so many times. I was so bad with women that one time at Nassau Community College, night school, not summer school, night school, I was hanging out with this girl. Was her name fucking Caroline?
Veronica?
No. There was another girl.
I know, it's another Veronica.
It was her name Veronica? Oh, yeah. I go, I've met 3 Veronicas.
My hot cousin in the Navy, Veronica.
Yeah. Step cousin.
Step cousin, sorry.
Yeah, I had to correct you like it's a porno. You know, they do that.
And it makes it okay.
Yeah. Where they go, literally, this might be a little too much information, but I was relieving myself. There's no way to talk about that without it sounding creepy.
You've never had a problem before.
Yeah. And I was watching one that was step whatever, and the they didn't do it, so they put it in post, and it's so fucking different. They would say brother and sister, and somebody in post that wasn't their voice would come in and be like, step. Like it
ADR.
Was, yeah. It was like, I can't do that. You're my step brother. So anyway, whatever. And it made me laugh, and I should have took a screen cap, but it's so gross to do that. Every time I think about like screen recording any kind of porn I'm watching, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want this in my phone.
I'm gonna like directly after you say that, insert a clip from an old episode of being like, you know what you do for those girls on TikTok of like you screen record the video, or on Instagram and they're like naked for 1 second and you're screen recording
and then
it.
You go, zzz. Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
Yep.
You screen record it.
You
and
said
then
it.
I know. I'm
Also,
a genius at that shit.
Madison's writing down title ideas, and she did write relieving myself.
I think that is going to be the exact name of this episode. But that girl, her name was Christine. Yeah, she we were again hanging out, feeling the vibes. Me as an adult man who knows what it is, knew I would probably make a move much more early on. But at this point, she had we would hang out in her car and nothing would happen. And then one time I was like, just go for it, bro. And as I went in, and before I went in to kiss her, she went, finally.
Yay. Oh, that's great. That's a good response.
Yeah. It was good. And I think she probably wanted to hang out a little bit more, and I just didn't. It was one of those situations where I was just like, I don't really want a fucking girlfriend right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she was kind of a fish in bed, and I'm trying to be nice about it. You know what I mean? Because she was very nice. She was cool, but she was like, there was just not chemistry there, which now I know every time I have sex for the first time, there's never chemistry. Every single time is me and Karen Feehan and her going, just make me come for Christ's sake.
I love that.
But
it's like, it is weird. You're like, especially if you're coming out of a relationship and you're like, well, I knew exactly what this person wanted, and now I'm like, I'm lost.
Right. Yeah, you start licking nipples.
You're
and
like
they're
a divorcee.
What are you doing? Yeah. So maybe I should have given her another chance, but that really soured me. I was like, this is like, the conversation kind of sucks, and she's kind of a fish, so beat it.
That's a bummer. Like the whimsy of just having a crush and then being like, oh, the tension. We're always in the car and nothing's happening. Like we're at night school. Like the things are building and then it stinks.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? I mean, when you're that young, you just look at it like, hey, at least I got laid. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
Have you ever had the opposite reaction if you like leaned in to kiss someone and they were like, no?
Madison? Maddie?
You haven't watched The Hour.
Anyone ever call you Maddie?
Some people.
Madison?
That dog.
That is my life story. I mean, I used to go in for, I actually told this on my special in front of the girl who did this to me, where one time I was hanging out with a friend of mine, Leah, and I've always kind of had a crush on Leah, and you know, like even in high school or whatever, like every time I would I was just bad at setting the tone, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like I was just bad because I was bad at women and I had a crush on you. It was a horrible mix for me. You know what I mean? That was a bad mix. I was like, you know, horrible. I'm like getting you chain wallets for your birthday. Being like, I hope you like this. You know, it's kind of a bid for affection in a way. If you get somebody something horrible that says something about you, it's a bid for affection. So take that with you, ladies, you idiots. No, just kidding. But we hire women here. We're a big women company here at Sagalow Industries.
Women company.
we're a CEO company here.
Slay.
Okay, I was hanging out with Leah and she was like, it was my birthday, and she goes, let's hang out. Let's hang out on your birthday. She said, let's hang out on your birthday, like all day. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, I think she's into me. You know what I mean? Who hangs out with somebody on their entire birthday, right? Right. What am I, fucking Matt Friend? Right. So
I knew immediately.
Yeah, Nicole was like, don't do it.
Okay, well,
little boy. So she was like, let's hang out on your birthday. And I go, yeah, great. We go to, you know what my problem was? I would get these chicks high. Like I think that was the problem. Like I'm hanging out with them and we're getting high. So it's weird. There's silences. We're listening to music that they probably don't even like. I mean, it was horrible. And we smoked a blunt on the beach, right by the beach. And boy, and she got scardum probably. She smoked that sweet Sensi and she got scardum. Big up. Mad. So then we smoke a blunt. We're on the beach. We go into my buddy Robbie's neighborhood because I guess we were going to hang out with him. There's nothing worse than when you're hanging out with someone and you have not made the move for hours and hours and hours and it doesn't look like it's happening. So you're like, she goes should we call somebody else? And I'm like, fuck, this was a date.
You know what I fucking hate? It's not even you wait hours and hours and hours and you're like, I guess it's not happening. And then you're like, bye, and you leave and they text you and they're like, man, I really wanted to, you know. And
that's
it's like,
never
dude,
happened to me before.
That sucks. Maybe it's just like a dude thing.
It is
that
100% a dude thing.
That is
they
a
were
dude
like,
thing.
I should have.
Yeah,
what's that
I
Louis
guess.
joke? Louis has such a funny joke where he's talking about he was hanging out with a waitress at one of the comedy clubs he was working at, and they were they were kissing or whatever, and he kept going for her tits or whatever, and she was like, no. He was like, okay, and then he would do another. She'd be like, no, yeah, okay, whatever, and then that was it, and she leaves, and then she sees him the next day at the comedy club, and she's like, what happened last night? You didn't? And he was like, oh, I thought you were saying no, and she was like. She goes, well, you know, I kind of like it when there's some push. And he goes, oh, you should have just told me that. He's like, I would have totally done that. And she goes, no, you can't ask. You just have to go for it. And he's like, what are you, fucking stupid? He's like, you think I'm just going to rape you on the off chance that you're into that shit?
What year was this in?
It was very early on.
Wow.
It was 2000. It was Shameless, I think, was his first special. He said that in his. What do you think? I'm an idiot? You think I'm just going to rape you on the off chance that you're into that shit? There we go. Limited ads, accessibility, or whatever the frick.
You said rape, I think maybe 35 seconds in.
Well, we're going to cut that.
Sure.
We're going to give me a chance.
We'll start bleeping.
We got to start bleeping.
Okay, so you go to Robbie's neighborhood.
So we go into Robbie's neighborhood. And we get out of the car and we're laying on the grass. We go onto the grass. I mean,
very pop punk of you.
Pop punk. I mean, yeah, we were definitely like, I wrote you a letter with words I miss her. We still talk every day, but we don't talk in the same way that we used to. I'll move on and forget you.
Did we talk about that she's obsessed with MCR?
Oh, really?
I have a My Chemical Romance tattoo. I'm not kidding.
She has like more in common with Chris than me. She is in. Sorry if I'm doxing you. We can
no, go for it.
She drives a black Wrangler like Chris.
Whoa.
And she has more in common with Chris and most likely you than me.
Take the roof off.
Yeah. Taking the roof off is such a bitch, though. I dated a girl with a Wrangler. It fucking sucked.
Never again.
Never again will I date a girl with a Wrangler.
Slander.
No, like, actually, now if you have a Wrangler and I'm dating you, I have to really like you to be able to take it off, or else I'll go, I'm not taking that off. I didn't pay for that.
My boyfriend does constantly complain that like Jeeps are terrible and they suck. So,
but it is fun to drive around. Anyway, so we're
the grass
next to the mausoleum.
Nice.
Did you know what song I was singing? There's a song called "A Part of Me" by Neck Deep, an English band. So we're laying on the grass. Now get this motherfucking shit, right? So I'm sitting there. No, we're laying there, and I have my arm. She put my arm. She did it. She put my arm under her neck, like that. I mean, probably because she didn't want to like be like down in the grass. I mean, if that's the reason. But I took that as a fucking move. I went, look, we're laying on the grass. It's my freaking birthday, and we're essentially cuddling. So I went in for a kiss. Here's what happened, and I'll say it to this day. I fucking hesitated, and you can't hesitate, okay? You're going for a kiss. You gotta just go in as quick as you can. But I'll say this now: no one rejects anybody anymore. Adults are constantly not rejecting people. You go in for adults now. You go on a date. You didn't really enjoy it. They go in for a kiss. You go, okay, blah blah blah. You kiss them a little bit, and then you go, never calling that guy again, right? No one wants to deal with the, what are you doing? But when I went in, I fucking paused, and then I went in more, and she was like that. She was like, what are you doing? And I was like, fuck! There's nothing worse than what are you doing? There's nothing worse than that. Because you want to go, and you know what I said to her? I went, I don't know. You have a chance to go, well, I was going to kiss you. You know what I mean? Like, we're cuddling here. Like, I'm into you. Like, kind of thing. You just have to have confidence. And I had no fucking confidence. And I went, I don't know. And then it was weird.
Well, it's like fight or flight, because you're like, this whole time I'm picking up on vibes, and then like I'm frozen because I thought it already took so much for me to get there, and then you are like, what are you like? I'm even when I've been the what are you doing person, I've just taken it because I'm like, I can't even begin to say what are you doing. It's too uncomfortable, and I'm like, whatever. I'll just like let it happen and then never speak again.
I can't believe she just didn't.
Then what? You just chilled for the rest of the night?
Yes. And it was weird, and I overcompensated by laughing a lot the entire night. And I was like, "Ha! Everyone's so funny. I'm having such a good time right now on my birthday." Yeah, it freaking sucked, and it stopped me from going in for a very long time. Like I would be hanging out with. I remember hanging out with this girl Michelle a lot, and Michelle, like, she smelt good, and like I could have totally. I don't know why I said that, but
low bar.
She was like the first girl that like really smelt good. And I think it's set something for me now where I'm like, I smell fucking Young Caro, and I'm like, oh God.
I love Young Caro.
Yeah, I've been calling her that. I've been calling her that. So I'm like, and I remember one time never made a move. We would smoke weed all day, and she loved smoking weed, so it wasn't like weird. Like, we didn't get weird. We would laugh together and stuff, and I never made a move. I just was like, no, this is another Leah situation. Yeah. She walked by. I go, have one of these Vicks Vapo nose clearer things.
It's kind of freaky that like there's such iconic scents from like middle school that were like a fundamental part of like a sexual awakening. Yeah. And even smelling them today, I'm like, whoa. Like, there's something wrong about this, because it's like, this is like 13-year-olds wore this. Abercrombie, like Fierce.
Yeah. Pink Sugar.
Really strong Axe.
Pink Sugar.
Pink Sugar.
Pink Sugar was popping.
The ladies loved Pink Sugar in high school. And even there was a time where we were at my buddy Ackerman. That's what we called him. His name was Justin. R.I.P. to both these guys, both Robbie and Justin. R.I.P. We were at Justin's house, and he had a big dog that was not trained, which I fucking hate. One of my biggest pet peeves is getting a big dog and not training it. Because I'm like, you're just building a weapon that's like, that has feelings. You know what I mean? Like, you're building a gun that gets scared sometimes. It sucks. So we would, I remember being in his room and Michelle is here and they're over there and whatever. And the dog comes in and he's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and he starts kind of jumping up on her. And she was like afraid of dogs. So, or at least she told me. And then she jumped on my lap and was like, "Brendan, save me." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." And I still was just like, this is weird as friends, right? I still didn't make a fucking move. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She's married now. Nothing matters. They're both, and I'm happy. So.
Did anybody ever do the opposite to you where like someone made a move on you and you were like surprised? Or like you found out like you've never been in the opposite seat for friend zoning someone?
I've had women like reach out and me kind of be like, sorry. I've had women send me nudes that I wasn't into, you know what I mean? That I'm like, and I just don't answer it. But no, never. One time in high school, this girl, Alyssa, who like she was not my type physically. I didn't find her attractive.
She wasn't dressed like Carmela Soprano as like a 13-year-old.
Yes, she was dressed like AJ.
But you had like a mix because the other day you said you were like in love with a butch lesbian also, didn't you? Or no, a femme lesbian.
Femme lesbian.
Okay.
Yeah.
T redacted.
Caitlin.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out,
Caitlin. Yeah. So I don't know. I always have different types.
Wait, what happened with Alyssa?
So with Alyssa, one time we were hanging out after school. Like I would hang out after school. I didn't want to go home. Like after school, I wanted to like hang out. Like people were there. I'd walk around. It feels kind of free to walk around the high school and be like, what the fuck? You know, look in classes that don't have people in it. I don't know. I just didn't want to go home. Probably because my parents were fighting all the time. And then, so one of these days, Alyssa was there, and you know, she just wasn't my type. And we're sitting on a bench, and the late buses start coming, and we're like, all right, and we're waiting for our bus. My bus always came fucking late, and I was always the last bus out, and she's like, okay, that's my bus, and I was like, okay, later, and she grabs my dick, like we're outside on a bench. There's nobody around.
No build up.
She just grabs my cock.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. And then she was like, later, and fucking leaves. So who knows? Maybe that was
very cool, actually.
Maybe that was a cool thing.
What a power move.
I know.
Later?
I know.
There's my ride. Grabs your cock.
She goes, whip
later.
it out. She goes, oh, that's my ride. Whip it out.
Well, not even. She just grabbed your dick and was like, see ya.
Yeah. And I was like, Jesus freaking Christ on a stick.
Were you then kind of like lusting after her? Were you like,
there
you
was
felt
a
like
moment after where I was
molested?
like, oh, she's kind of hot, but she had like, at the time she had kind of this like frumpy look, right? She was like, she had like, her hair was like, she looked like, who's the person who builds costumes in The Incredibles?
Edna Mode.
She looked like Edna Mode.
She's 2 feet tall.
She looked like a kind of heavier Edna Mode. You know what I mean? And that's not my style. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so I was like not really into it. And then a year later, she comes back to school. So we're probably freshmen. She comes back a sophomore, and she's a freaking smoke show. She like cleaned up. She's like in Boy Meets World when Topanga came back hot, and they were like, "Whoa!" She like came back hot. Now I of course still was bad with women, so I wasn't like, "Oh, I could probably bang her. She touched my cock," you know. So I was just like, "Wish she fucking looked like that when she touched my penis." And then I just went on not getting laid until I was 17 years old.
Yeah, that
another
kind of
2 years.
Right. Until the Edna Mode description, that it was kind of like that's like a like manic pixie dream queen, like of the chick that they write that's like so quirky and like runs around in the rain and like I'm crazy. It's just like it's written by a guy.
Someone who's like, do you like Fran Lebowitz? You're like, what? Like, how do you even know who that is?
Do we have anything? I would love to keep talking about this, so I don't want to end it too early. We have to get back to your suspension stories too.
Oh,
but
okay.
If there's anything else, I don't know if there's anything else about like stuff like this that we want to talk about first, because it is one of my favorite things to talk about.
What, with women and all that stuff?
Yeah.
There's countless stories. I mean, we'll fall backwards into some of these things. Maybe we should read some questions and we'll get into some suspensions.
Okay, cool.
If you want to.
We have a couple. One that I thought was fun from Patreon was, what is something you love that everyone else hates and you're embarrassed or ashamed of?
What is something I love that everyone else hates?
Yeah. Like a guilty
pleasure.
There's
so
sort of
many
thing.
things like that because I'm such a fucking individual. I don't know. Can you think of anything for you?
I mean, I love Love Island, which is literally the trashiest TV show ever.
This question makes it sound like it's something that everyone hates but you love, but you are embarrassed you haven't told anybody. Like it's something in the shadows. Like I feel like, would you tell people that you love Love Island? Like, do you have a Love Island community?
No, I really don't bring it up unless like I feel comfortable.
It does feel
around
random
someone.
for you.
Yeah, it's very not my character to love Love Island.
I can't think of anything because my whole, like
your heart's on your sleeve.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. So
just who you are.
There's nothing that I'm like everybody hates that, and I'm like, what? I can't. People are too complex. Like there's nothing. Hitler. No, no. A lot of people like that guy.
Anything that I like,
fucking Elon, huh?
Would have been embarrassed about that has been like my heart and soul forever. Like now it doesn't matter anymore. Like I remember in high school, or maybe even middle school, like being on Reddit and not telling anyone because it was like embarrassing to have a Reddit. Right. And now everybody fucking has, like, not to be like an elitist, but like everyone has a fucking Reddit. And same with YouTube. I was obsessed with YouTube. I knew all the YouTubers, the lore, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And I still do as an adult. But like,
I guess
that was embarrassing.
There's musicians that everyone is like, what the fuck? That it's like, I kind of like that. But I can't think of any of that.
Any like popular series, like are you like a Star Wars geek or something?
Everybody loves
like
Star
that?
Wars.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
oh
true.
boy, am I a Star Wars person. I was walking around yesterday going, I was doing that whole fucking scene where he goes, I feel pressure now, so I can't think of it. But he goes, what the fuck does he say?
It's okay.
No, I have
Safe
to
space.
Do the whole monologue.
I have
now.
to do this.
Yeah, Brendan.
He goes, don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. I see through the lies of the Jedi. I'm not afraid of the dark side. I don't fear the dark side as you do. I have brought peace, justice, freedom, and prosperity. I don't know if that's right. To my new empire. And then Obi-Wan goes, your new empire? Don't make me kill you. Anakin, Senator Palpatine is evil. To me, it's the Jedi that are evil.
They were so cunty.
They were so cunty in that scene. He goes, then if that's what you believe, then you are oh no, he goes, to me it's the Jedi that are evil. And he goes, either you're with me or you're against me. And he goes, a Sith only deals in absolutes. And he goes, and then he says the Jedi thing, and he goes, if you believe that, then you are truly lost. And then he goes, I will do what I must. And then Anakin goes, you will try. And they have a big battle at the end. Anyway, I was doing that.
Whole monologue.
You didn't think that was embarrassing or something to be ashamed of?
Of course not. Of course not. I thrive in embarrassment.
I like that. I also I feel like you'll be into this, and you might already know this. I saw this clip the other day that was that Hayden Christensen that scene when he's like doesn't he kill a bunch of kids or something? I really have no memory of this, but everyone talks about this.
Yeah.
I have no memory of that. But I saw all the movies as a kid.
Yeah.
Loved them.
Master Skywalker, what's going on? And then he just goes.
So, and the kid steps back.
The kid steps back.
Have you seen the clip about this?
No.
So, apparently, the kid did like an interview or podcast or something, was talking about this. And he goes, so in that scene, Hayden Christensen like yelled at me or was like, ah, and like, and it was a natural response for the kid to step back.
Whoa.
So he did it to get that reaction. So because everyone's like, oh my God, that little step back in the face he makes is like a brilliant acting choice for a child. And
wow.
But it was because he like yelled at him, and it was a natural reaction in the moment.
Did you see Disney Plus completely just keeps fucking bending Star Wars movies over a barrel and sticking their dry cock into their asshole.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Well, there's that scene that they just keep revisiting with Han Solo. I don't know if this is true. I heard some guys talking about this on a podcast, so I don't fully know if this is true, but there's a scene in the scene with Han Solo and who's that fucking guy? The one where he shoots first or whatever. They had the guy go, he's like, Han Solo's like, you're like the scum of the earth, blah, blah, blah. And then they have the alien guy go, Glonky, and shoot him. And it's funny. I was listening to a podcast about it, so I'm not going to recreate that.
I liked that
for us, but it is very funny because it's like, there's no point in doing that. Glonky.
Sure.
Anyway.
He was my guy. Like he was the one
Han
for
Solo?
me. Yeah, that like out of all of them.
Soder did a like little clip for his New York comedy festival show at Town Hall, and it makes me laugh every time I think of it because he's like he like starts standing like this, and he's like, "Is this look normal?" And he goes, "I'm Han Solo," and I was like, "Dude, Soder is so quick, man. He's so funny." Yeah, but I can't really think of anything, So stupid question, Patreon member. Try harder next time.
Mm-hmm. Brendan's never embarrassed.
Just kidding, y'all. I don't get embarrassed.
All his interests are very cool.
There was another one that we kind of chatted about earlier. Someone asked, when will I feel like an adult? I own my house, I pay my taxes, and I'm married. When I look at other people close to my age, it seems like they've got their shit together.
Well, that's the secret, my boy. That's Earth's biggest secret. We all feel like children. No one feels like an adult. That really is what it is. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. I don't think anyone ever really truly feels like I'm an adult. Do you? Do you feel that way?
I feel like when I turned 18, there was kind of a feeling that I'm like, oh, like this is how
I'll tell you what when that feeling I'll tell you what that really, if we're talking about age and feelings, when I hit 30, that really did have an effect on me. I was like, wow, I didn't think this would like put me in a depression, but it did have me in this like scary, because there's something when like you hit 29 and then when you hit 30 you're like, oh, this isn't going back down. I don't know why I thought I would go 29.
I'm like halfway through this
28,
ride.
27, like go back down, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm 30 now. I will probably live to hopefully 73. I mean, I would like more, but let's be real, So it's like, yeah, you go, oh fuck. But I don't think as far as feeling like adult, I mean, you said this guy was married and he owns a house, like enjoy, and what is he? He plays Call of Duty and stuff?
Yeah, he said he wastes his time on Call of Duty and drinking beer.
Well, you know how I feel about drinking, okay? We should all quit that stuff. It's fucking horrible for you. It is a sin. I'm trying to get right with the Lord. But as far as like, dude, that's awesome. Enjoy your life. Like, don't be picking yourself fucking apart, Like, enjoy your life. Play your video games. You are an adult. If, like, there is no, I don't feel like it, so I'm not it. It's like, you are an adult. Accept it. And this is a version of an adult where you just play video games. You have fun and you drink beer and you just don't beat your wife or anything like that. Or, and listen to her. Treat her right. Listen to her. Hey, man, listen to her. There you see her, sitting there across the way. That's a different type of Jamaican accent. I wish Sebastian from The Little Mermaid put, like, patois in his shit. He's like, there you see her, smoking the sweet sensiata. Or whatever, sensiata. What am I trying to say? Sensiata. Whatever. No help from the peanut gallery.
Just not as cultured as you, unfortunately.
Yeah,
or willing to do that accent on the internet.
Unfortunately, you are an adult, okay? And it is what it is. There is no I'm not an adult just because you don't feel it. It's like being like, when am I going to feel white? You know what I mean? I am white. Does that make sense?
No,
right? No, why?
What do you mean? Feel white?
Well, okay. Yeah, I think it is the same thing. You are an adult. There is no not an adult. You have reached adult age. There's only acceptance to that. There is no I don't I don't feel like an adult.
I understand what he means. And that's very, very relatable to me. I'm hung up on that. When am I going to feel white? Like, that's not something.
That's just like an example of like, you are a thing. So there isn't like, when do I feel?
It's just your reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really make that much sense. But if it's like, yeah, you're not feeling like an adult because you have a certain idea of what an adult is, while not realizing that everything's gray. There's different types of adults, all over there's millions of different types of adults. You're looking at it like, when am I going to be like the dad from Leave It to Beaver? When am I going to have the kids and the fucking thing? And I'm a man and all that stuff. And that's not what's going to happen. You're just going to be like, wow, I guess I'm just like a man child and then I die. That's how I feel. I'm like, whatever. I mean, like, luckily, I still feel like a kid. You know what? You should be a little happy about that. You should go, at least I still have my, like, child-esque kind of view on the world, or whatever. Like, at least I don't fully feel like a fucking brick wall of a person where you're just like a fucking stupid adult. Like, you should be happy that you don't feel that way. Because I think most adults, especially men, want to kill themselves. So, yeah. I hope that helps.
Yeah, well, also I think it's like, because I feel this too, where it's like, even like getting a dog, I was like, should I ask my mom and dad? But I'm 28. Like, it's,
right.
and I haven't lived with them since I was 17, maybe.
Right.
So it's like, that not even remotely true. when I graduated college, 20, I don't know. But it's like, why would I, there's still something in you that's like, I'm a kid.
Right.
Like, I still feel 16. I am young, but like, I have been expecting there to be some type of like, someday it will click and the feeling will appear and I'll be like, now I know, but like, that doesn't exist. And what this guy's describing too sounds like the best thing ever, where it's like, you have free will. So that can be your life.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just have to remember you have free will and you could literally do whatever you want. If you're like, you're not hurting anybody, but you can have, chicken nuggets for breakfast if you want. No one's going to stop you.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a house, you have a relationship, it's healthy, it's stable, you're taking care of yourself, and you like to play video games and drink beer, like, that's pretty cool.
Buddy, yeah, you couldn't ask for more.
What do you, like, you at that point, like, what are you suggesting that you need to figure your life out about? Like, what do you
want? You want to, like, get up and put on a suit and go to work and kiss a boss's ass and, and work late and then get home and your wife is like, where have you been? And then you get mad and you take it out on her and then the kids are, Daddy, you're waking us up. Like, that's what you want? What feels like an adult to you? Even those guys are fucking immature. Like, you watch Mad Men and you're like, these guys are like immature. They're like cheating on their wives and they're throwing big fucking office parties and shit.
Yeah, because it sounds like it's already like, what more is there for you to figure out? Because unless you are realizing like, I don't want my life at all. Like, if that's what, then you need to figure something out. But if you're at a place where you're like you don't always need forward movement. Like, you can just exist and be happy. Coming from me, who I have like a mental breakdown every like few seconds. But like,
oh yeah, I get my period
true.
at the end of the month every month.
Of course. Oh, a pre-routine. That's nice.
I get a pre-period every month. Yeah.
How long is it for?
33 years.
Oh, okay.
It just sounds like you want more out of life. That's what it sounds like with this guy. You want more out of life. So go do some shit. Go like, I love video games. It fucking relaxes me at the end of the night. Like, go, I don't know, do some more shit. Like, do something creative. Do something like uncomfortable. Then you learn. You know what I mean? Learn some stuff. Go take a master class. Go snowboarding if you never went snowboarding before. Go surfing if you haven't done something before. Get some action in your life, and then you won't even be thinking I'm an adult. You'll just be like, wow, it just feels like you want more out of life. It's not like an adulty thing. It's a you want hobbies. Build a ship in a bottle.
Yeah, I feel like this. I mean, this sounds like a little. I don't want it to come off this way, but like volunteering, in a way where it's like, I'm seeing my dad in his retired life just become a whole new person because he started volunteering with that like service dog program where they are trained, like, training dogs to be paired with like a veteran that needs a guide dog or a service dog.
Yeah.
And it's just transformed him. Like, it's so different from what his life and job was, but it's given him so much like excitement a new purpose, like something that like gets him going, and it's like it's volunteering. So like it doesn't have to be exactly that, but like Brennan's saying, like hobbies, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you just gotta like take a class, take a pottery class, do a paint and sip with your wife.
It's not the adult thing, I don't think. Like change the routine to something that's less, doing that shit. But it's like, I don't know. If you're happy, that's what's important. Be happy. What did you say?
Sorry, I was gonna say he goes on to say a little bit more like, is it all a hoax that everyone is pretending to be a complete package? So I don't know if he's like leaning towards that angle a little bit more, like comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah, the best thing that you can do is pretend you know what you're talking about. I think that's the best thing that you can do is just be like, because nobody knows what they're talking about. So when you start acting like you do, people are like, that guy's got it together. Because nobody's, they're not looking at you going like, that guy's completely wrong. Or I guess some of them are, but well, you can't care what other people think, says my therapist every freaking week. I went to my dad. My dad had this he was getting this like fake award thing from this big like new lifetime achievement award that insurance companies are making or whatever. And he was receiving it. Whatever, and it was really nice and all that stuff. But at one point, they're all doing speeches and stuff, and one of the guys was like, he's talking to a room full of insurance companies, and he's like, in a time where insurance companies are being villainized, and I just looked at my sister and I was like, fucking A. I don't know what made me think of that, but I was like, you fucking dorks.
Shout out Luigi.
Shout out Luigi. Free Luigi. Although you shouldn't kill people, but who knows? Let's see what happens. I'm every day is a new feeling for me like that. And at this point, we're probably months out of it. So whatever. Anyway, next question.
Yeah, we could do one more.
I mean, the other ones are not nearly going to delve as deep as this therapy session. But someone asked, how's the burger struggle coming along? Whatever that is supposed to mean.
He was trying to cut back to
one burger a week, 1 or 2 burgers a week. And I'll tell you what. As of last week, failing horribly. I was having a burger a day, which is why Sags is getting fatter. But actually, yesterday I had a salad. I had a pretty healthy day yesterday, actually. I had a salad for lunch, and then I had, I forgot what else I had. Something else kind of nice. And then I didn't eat late at night. And I was like, that's how you got to do it. Because it's the eating late at night that really gets me.
What's your ideal burger? Best burger?
Like from a place?
If it could just be put in front of you right now, because I know some people feel strongly about like burger like off the grill in the summertime, or like burger with an egg on it. Like everyone has like a burger. What's your burger? You eat them every day.
The beef, like big beef burgers, like the Cellar has, with a pretzel bun and American cheese, and I guess that's it. I mean, no
toppings.
No, I hate onions. I hate tomatoes.
I get that.
I hate pickles.
I totally get that. I don't like pickles. I don't like getting tomatoes. But at that point, it's like
ketchup.
Why? That's
I know.
Lovingly not a burger anymore.
Well, I guess that's the thing I love that everybody hates is that I
niche burger.
My burgers with nothing on it.
I think you guys are like in the minority here. I'm so shocked at that. No toppings?
Well, so I mean, I eat like a picky child. Like sometimes I'll agree to it as to not compromise the chef's vision. But the I don't know, man. Like if you are famously known for loving burgers, so I just pictured like
right.
Like the one of the aliens from Lilo and Stitch 2, I think. Are you familiar with the franchise? Lilo and
Stitch 2.
I don't think he's in the first one. He's the one that loves sandwiches. Do you know that guy?
Is he the red one or something?
No. He's like he looks almost like the most like a dog that they could. He loves sandwiches, and he eats like a sandwich that is like piled to the ceiling, which also used to be
Is he blue?
That's Stitch.
And like Shaggy?
You fool. No, he's like tan colored. I don't remember his name. Yeah, that guy. He's so cute.
Oh, he is cute.
He loves sandwiches.
That's from the Lilo and Stitch TV series.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
So. I think there is a
you're
Lilo
right.
and
And there was
Stitch too.
the world's most fun computer game.
Yeah, there he is.
Ruben.
Ruben is his name.
Could not be a better name.
Hilarious, yeah.
Anyways, so this now makes no sense, and this reference sucks, but because I'm picturing him with that giant, beautiful sandwich, and that being you with a burger.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the fact that it's just like, look, I'm like
Lettuce,
a plain
maybe.
cheese quesadilla girl through and through.
Yeah.
So me saying I love Mexican food is just like a crime, and that's what I order. But you getting a burger with just a patty, cheese, and then just throwing a pretzel bun in the mix with nothing else on it. No sauce.
Yeah.
No sauce.
No, not really. If it has mayo, maybe. I like the
Mayo?
Shake Shack sauce that they have sometimes, like, because you kind of have to have it with it. I don't like my burgers to be like, it's too fucking disgusting.
I get what you're saying. I understand that. I guess like maybe I'm being crazy about
My
it.
ideal burger is those fucking little McDonald's burgers that I pop in my mouth like vitamins.
You gotta, dude, next time you come over, you have to come to White Manna, which KP Burke, shout out, put me onto this actually. This iconic, they actually filmed the Bob Dylan movie in White Manna.
Whoa.
Near me. And they make these like, it's like $1 burger, and it's like just those little guys that are just like, almost like White Castle, where it's like little smash patty, diced onions, cheese,
The
nothing.
answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The Fat Bob Dylan. The answer is... I gotta think
Anyways.
Fat Bob Dylan.
I'm self-conscious.
Hey,
I talk too much.
Mr. Tambourine Ham.
It's about that time, I think.
Put on, get a roll for me. I'm so hungry and I want to eat some burgers. We gotta end the show.
I mean, I guess
is that
not.
the time?
I'm looking at pictures of Ruben.
Yeah, he's so cute. But
yeah,
we do have to go get burgers before our next pod. I don't mean to like kill this.
Right.
You know, I know you're getting into performance here, but
all right. Okay.
Save a little for the people.
Are
Brandon will
we doing
do
a
a
bonus
cover on the
episode
Patreon.
for the Patreon?
Yeah, we do bonus.
All right. I'll talk about my suspensions on the bonus episode. How about that?
Perfect.
How about that? That's another thing I love that everybody hated. The Cash Me Outside girl. Wow. Just kidding. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for continuously supporting. I am nothing without you guys. Obviously, you hold me down, except for the ones that are constantly shitting on me in the comments. But I don't pay attention to that shit anymore because after my rock bottom of sexting Twittergate and sexting a guy, a troll. So it's more of a ridiculous carnival to me, but there are some times where, they go, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. But thank you guys. I love you very much. We will be back next week with another episode with a guest, and Friday we'll talk. Just join the Patreon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. So recognizable, ski master, unreliable, diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as lame cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping, sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard, getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems, lot of emotional truths. I menage them, I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. But all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galene and the 4 Beatles, kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full with needles, eating Chinese till Steven asks us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, don't think twice, just bob your head, Dylan, your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, and on God I won't stop unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the Pod, no need to deviate, your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so thanks for tuning in, Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.